I woke up this morning and someone from middle school is having a baby. They're pregnant by their husband. And I'm wearing vintage Marc Jacobs.
I don't listen to women who are moms, okay? And I know that this is gonna ruffle some feathers. I don't want that lifestyle. And I truly believe that the smartest women don't have any kids.
I don't want children so bad that whenever I see someone announce a pregnancy that I'm like, oh no, she's been cursed by a man.
I truly think that becoming a mother is a humiliation ritual. And I don't understand why people are doing it.
We have gotten to a time where women are being shamed for having kids, from motherhood being seen as a humiliation ritual and women being considered not smart because they are mothers. It's turned into a battle between the child-free and child-full women, if I can use that term, over not just who is smarter, but who is better. And somehow, the battle seems to have become less about the women involved and more about the vulnerable population. This video isn't about supporting or condemning any side, but about addressing how women seem to have lost the entire point of feminism and started making hating kids a personality. Hey guys, Nachima here. Welcome back to the channel, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. No pressure though. Let's get back into the video. In the olden days, it used to be a woman's dream to get married and become a mother. It was something she looked forward to and hoped for. A normal, average, everyday life.
Throughout the length and breadth of America, in every city and town, every day in the week is somebody's wedding day.
I pronounce that they are husband and wife.
No ceremony more deeply symbolizes every woman's hopes.
As I was growing up, I dreamed about Prince Charming. I did meet him. And I wanted to have a home and a family and a normal, average, ordinary life with children, and I really didn't have tremendous expectations.
Now that kind of life was expected for a woman at a certain time in that century. But there was also a time in that century when women worked and earned a living and actually enjoyed that life.
I started on a piston line. Nobody else but men had done it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a good time for women. I looked up into the air and see this crane going by, and I decided I'd like to be a crane driver. Driving a crane was great because I always liked to try and do something nobody else done, and I liked it because it was definitely a man's job. I would have liked to have kept that job all my life really until I decided to retire.
But in this day and age, the career life has become more prominent than the traditional life. So much so that it's become a concern why a woman in the 21st century will want to be a child wife.
Why is being a stay-at-home mom and depending on a man becoming a trend again? Didn't we learn from our grandparents and our parents and literally all around the world that this isn't the best plan?
I do not think you as a woman should ever be a stay-at-home mom, a stay-at-home wife, a stay-at-home girlfriend. You as a woman need a job.
And from that, it progressed to back and forth debates of women expressing why they choose to live the life that they live. And the men even joined this debate, some in support of women being strong and independent because they'd like their woman to have their own dream and goal in life, and others in support of women being trad wives because the working conditions is just not conducive for a woman anymore.
Guys, I'm not trying to sound like some soy boy weak man when I say this, but I've personally never gotten the appeal of the trad wife or the housewife, because I don't know if this is just me, but I want my wife to have dreams and goals. Is that too much to ask?
We need to bring back stay-at-home wives. Women are just not meant to work these soul-sucking 9-to-5 corporate desk jobs, working 40 hours a week in a cubicle and getting verbally harassed by their asshole boss.
But more than just working and being independent, the conversation shifted more towards kids and motherhood. Women started to embrace the idea of life without kids, a child-free life. And somewhere between expressing how much they enjoy this life and constantly talking about it, they made women who had kids feel attacked and uncomfortable.
Do the child-free people really think that we are miserable with our lives? Do they realize that we're happy and that we enjoy our children? Because every time I see one of those posts that's so glad I don't have kids, so glad I'm child-free, I got to wake up at 10 o'clock and hang out with my friends. That's if I was so glad I'm not a business owner. I got to clock out of work. So glad I'm an employee. What?
They took the good old comparison route to express how much they love this life and it started to look like it was mockery of women who chose to be moms.
I woke up this morning and someone from middle school is having a baby. They're pregnant by their husband. And I'm wearing vintage Marc Jacobs. I'm wearing my situationships hoodie. And I'm wearing these Puma collabs to go get me a blunt.
Like, look at me, my life is better than yours because I don't have kids, or I can be able to do this and that because I don't have kids and you can't. And gradually, it shifted from something empowering to become a form of misogyny.
One of the most common forms of misogyny right now is women mocking other women for becoming mothers. Like, I've heard self-proclaimed feminists say on social media, ew, I'd never let pregnancy ruin my body. I'd never have kids and let them ruin my career. And like mock women who chose motherhood. It's almost like I've seen videos where they're making fun of women for become mothers. Like, oh, you ruined your life. Oh, your body will never be the same. Oh my gosh. How misogynistic.
And as if to emphasize the hidden meaning in the irony, they made bold statements like, being a mother is a humiliation ritual.
At this point, you can't convince me otherwise. I truly think that becoming a mother is a humiliation ritual. And I don't understand why people are doing it.
Something that used to be a dream, a blessing, and quite frankly, a miracle, now seems to be a curse and something to be repulsed by.
I don't want children so bad that whenever I see someone announce a pregnancy that I'm like, oh no, she's been cursed by a man.
And somehow, smart became a quality that wasn't found in mothers.
I don't listen to women who are moms, okay? And I know that this is gonna ruffle some feathers, but I don't want that lifestyle, and I don't desire to be a mom. So there's nothing that y'all can really say to me because the life that you live, I don't want. And I truly believe that the smartest women don't have any kids.
Now, with a lot of women and mothers complaining about how misogynistic the child-free movement has become, the argument and response from these women is that the mothers drew the first jab. So the mockery, shaming, and bullying of mothers isn't unprovoked, but simply a reaction, an act of self-defense and pushback from the shaming that the mothers first started.
With no kids, 45 with no kids. Is you cool? Is your uterus cool? Is it working? Honey, having no kids is not a flex. That's a choice that you made. We love our kids over here. I don't know about some of y'all moms, but I love my kids over here. You're a lesbian? Is all your woman part working? How many kids you sent to God? How many abortions you had? Did you put that in the description box too?
It's insane how much this battle between child-free women and mothers is putting women against each other, and it's like we don't even notice. The constant back and forth of women shaming each other isn't making a point, but building a wall. And while the child-free movement is being pushed by some feminists as empowering, the irony of it all is that we have lost the entire point of feminism. Because feminism was never about a standard or a path, but about choice. Whether you are child-free or a mother, the emphasis was supposed to be freedom, not judgment. And it's crazy how far we've strayed from this movement that we are hating on kids under the umbrella of empowerment.
So I get told that I look younger than I am all the time, and the only thing that I can think of that would explain that is that I don't have kids. I said it, okay? Those little fuckers age you.
I don't know how to tell you this, but I have the sparkling of life in my eyes because I don't have kids, okay? Nothing would suck the joy and radiance out of my life faster than a 4-year-old who's been screaming for 2.5 hours because he doesn't like nap time.
It's not just seen in the way kids are talked about in very degrading and derogating way, but in the way the dislike for them is emphasized.
I don't like kids. I don't like them. I find them annoying. I find them gross. I find them overstimulating. They're expensive. I don't want them. I've been saying I don't like kids since I was a kid. I've been saying I do not want kids since before I even really knew, right? I've been saying the exact same thing. I don't want kids. I don't like kids. I don't like kids in public. They aren't even my kids. And I'm not going to go out in public and be like, dude, take your kid home. Like, I get public is a space for everyone, right? So I'm not going to go out and complain about your kid in public. But I don't want one in my own home.
And yes, some of these hates may have spiked when the moms were forcing their kids down the throats of child-free women.
You cannot look at this and tell me that you don't have baby fever.
But some of this hatred for kids just seems deeper than what the moms could have provoked.
You guys, I don't care where I am. The second that I hear a baby crying, the vibe has already just been like lowered to trash. You know what I mean? Like, I was just at CVS and like a baby started crying and I was like, I need to get the fuck out of here. All of a sudden this CVS is like genuinely the worst place on earth. I fucking hate children. I hate children. I hate them so much that I'm writing an entire comedy bit about it. I'm so glad that I've never had them. I've hated them since I was born. Even when I was a kid, I hated kids. I don't understand how people like them. I don't understand how people want them. I'm so grateful that my parents had me because, like, I'm alive. But, like, what the fuck were they thinking?
It's almost like it is not possible to be child-free and not hate kids. Kind of like it comes with the package sort of thing.
I'm happily child-free by choice. I don't want children. I don't even like children. Especially from the ages of like when they can't talk. What the fuck do you want?
And more than just the hate or dislike for kids, it's turned into a conversation of places kids should and should not be at.
I feel like I'm going to get flamed for this, but I feel like there are some times and some places where children should not be allowed. Like bars. Or like beer gardens, stuff like that. Why would a child be there? Because why would a child be there at a bar?
Now I get it. There are places kids shouldn't be allowed in. But sometimes the message being received isn't about these places kids shouldn't be at, but more like kids shouldn't be around at all.
I have no problem that some of you do not want kids, right? I have no issue with that. But the fact that you guys think that because you don't want to have kids that there's people who should supply a world that don't bring in children really just alarms me and sickens me, because it's kind of like that level of entitlement comes from where?
And while some women may call these child-hating women weird, it is starting to look like it's a lot deeper than that. Like, there is need to start fearing for the safety of kids around child-hating women. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think that this child-hating versus moms trend is creating a division among women, or are you strongly in support of either of the side? Thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.